Okay, this was the snooker run, and when we walked the course, my original plan was tunnel, jump, tunnel, jump, tunnel, jump, jump. And that was my plan. Right before we finished our walkthrough, Sandra said, well, you know, what you could do is you could just go jump, tunnel, jump, tunnel, jump, tunnel, and that would be much quicker, and it's actually one more point. The original plan is 17, doing 3 5s would be 18. And I stood back and I looked at it, and I thought, oh, well, since I'd have more time, I could add this red and still do the 3 5s, and that would be even more. That would be 21 points. So I decided that's the plan I wanted to do. But I had not walked it, and we never like to do something we haven't walked, and we never like to change our snooker plan after we've got it set, but I just decided I was going to, and this was teams, and I really didn't want to let my teammates down, so I put a lot of pressure going into this run to not mess it up, and I think I actually did better because of that. And I do better at snooker, and I think the reason is I know that if you knock a red, you have to go find another red. So I watch my dog. I stay connected all the way until he's completed the jump, which in our other runs, I often send him to an obstacle, and then I turn and go to the next obstacle, and I don't watch him land, and he sometimes knocks bars because of that. I'm leaving too soon. I'm losing that connection with him, and it's causing us to, have missed obstacles. So this was the plan that I ended up running. I started here, did tunnel, and I did this one. Then I went all the way out to the tunnel, and it was nice. I was able to send my dog, a good distance away. And we came back, and I did this closer jump, and then again back to the tunnel, and then came out of the tunnel. We did this middle one here, and then back to the tunnel, and then I booked it over to the other side of this number 4 jump, sent him around it, and then sent him in the number 2 tunnel. So now let's actually watch the video and see how it looks. So here we are at the start line. Okay, take the leash off here. I'm leading out. Got somewhat keeping my eye on him. And here we release, and I send to the tunnel, and I start immediately meet him at the other end of the tunnel because I wanted to turn him to get this jump. So here he comes out of the tunnel, and I'm already in position at the next jump. I wait, send him over that jump, and now I'm immediately picking him up. And if we look, here you can see I'm watching. I watch him land. That's key. Now I'm sending him to the tunnel. I send from, see, I'm already slowing down, but I'm looking to pick him up. And here I pick him up as soon as he comes out of the tunnel. You can see my feet are turned. I'm facing away. I get his head, and I'm pulling him back with me. And here I send him over the next one, and I'm already, facing the other direction, picking him up, sending him in the tunnel again. Here I pick him up again. You can see a few hand claps there. Now, send him over this number one. Again, I'm facing the other direction. And watch, you see my eyes? I'm keeping an eye on him, watching him land. I'm not leaving until I'm sure I've got his head. Now I send him back to the tunnel. And this time I book over here, make sure that he doesn't take that number 4 jump. And I get his head so he doesn't go in the weaves. And now I send him to the tunnel. Then here I noticed that some of the dogs were having a hard time with the weave entry. And Elvis's weave entries have not been the best. So I booked out here to shape his weave entry so he gets a nice straight weave entry instead of making the more difficult 90-degree entry, which would have been shorter. Here I send him rear cross, and then here's another key. I had to pick him up, make sure he comes in for this threadle. I've got my feet facing the other way. I make sure he comes to me, and then I turn, and you can see he already knows that we're doing the threadle. There we go. And here I'm trying to push his path. So he turns, and I'm watching him land, watching him come around. Now we're telling him weave. I've still got keeping my eye on him, watching him finish the weaves. And there we go. That's the end of the run. And the finish jump. Excellent. So do that every time, Mark.